Cubans across the generations are reacting in very different ways to Fidel Castro's death. Older people who grew up under Castro's regime are demonstrating loyalty, but some younger Cubans who've lived through tremendous change say they don't feel a strong attachment. Manuel Bojorquez in Havana's Revolution Square explores their different perspectives. Manuel, good morning to you.
Good morning. Both young and old have started to gather here to pay their respects to Fidel Castro, who turned over power to his brother Raul in 2006. So not everyone here will remember Fidel's time as president, and even fewer will recall his days fighting the revolution. This church league soccer game might make it seem like any other Sunday in Havana. That is until halftime, when both teams stopped to hold a moment of silence for Fidel Castro. Alejandro de Ben and Ariel Dorta say they admired Fidel. For us Cubans, it's a great loss, says Alejandro. But like many young people here, it's an image molded less by first-hand experience and more by tradition and family. Your grandparents have cried about this. They were part of the revolution. So they feel this, lo sienten más. They feel it much more heavily. Clearly, they feel this a lot more than we do, he says. That was apparent away from the field, in church pews across the island, where many older Cubans openly mourned. We spoke with Mercedes More Alfonso after Mass. You love Fidel.
Too much.
And I see a tear streaming down your face.
Because I love too much Fidel Castro y mi revolución.
And your revolution.
Yes.
There is no mention here, at least publicly, about the abuses and oppression of the Castro regime. In fact, the effort here is to make sure the revolution does not fade into history for young people. Nearly a third of the island's population is under 25, and they're increasingly drawn to American pop culture as Wi-Fi hotspots pop up. That's where we found Carla Martinez sharing a phone with her mother. You're more interested in talking to your friends online and las redes sociales, no? Sí. And as you can see now, the first of many, many thousands who are expected to gather here at Revolution Square to pay respects to Fidel Castro have started to arrive. Now, as you saw in the piece, we talked about Wi-Fi and access to the internet. That is something that dissident groups here have come to support as a way to expose young Cubans to new ideas. But there is a concern here also that the nation's youth is becoming too distracted at a defining time in the island's history. Gail?
Yes, Manuel, thank you. There's so much emotion in Cuba. I've never been. I definitely want to go, but it's interesting to see how on one hand there's celebration, on the other there's mourning, all for the same person, depending on your perspective.
Well, as we've reported a fair amount about Havana, I mean, it's like a bygone era. You can't get simple, you know, drugs or sundries there, old cars. I think Raul Castro will be transitional rather than transformative. But in 2018, many things will change.
And as Charlie and others have noted, still processing, too. There were so many false alarms over the years, right, about the death of Fidel Castro. I think they're still finally processing it fully, what that means for the nation.
And the young people see it very differently, so it'll be an interesting time. Manuel Bojorquez, we thank you again, reporting from Havana.